أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا يقول الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال كذلك يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يقول الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورديت لكم الإسلام دينا. All praise is due to Allah. We praise Him. We seek His help, His assistance, and His guidance. We believe in Allah, and we do not disbelieve in Allah. And we bear witness that there is no object worthy of worship except Allah. And we bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His servant and messenger. Allah sent the Prophet Muhammad with the guidance and the religion of truth, and these things will prevail over all other ways of life, although those who associate partners with Allah may detest this fact. Allah says in the Holy Quran, O you who believe, have feared your guardian Lord as he should be feared, and do not die except as Muslims. And He also says, O mankind, have feared your guardian Lord who created you from a single soul and created from that soul its mate, and from those two spread all of the men and all of the women. And He also says on the day of Arafat, it was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ, today I have perfected for you your religion, and I have completed my favor upon you, and I have chosen Islam as your religion. And so the children of Israel, the Jews who used to live in Arabia, they said to Umar ibn al-Khattab, when they heard this ayah, they said, had this ayah been revealed for us, we would have taken this day as an Eid for us. If Allah had revealed for the children of Israel, today I have perfected for you your religion, they said they would have taken this day as a day of Eid. And Umar ibn al-Khattab, he replied, this was revealed for us on the day of Arafat. And so the day of Arafat is a momentous day for the Muslims because it is a day, and the Prophet ﷺ said that Arafat is Hajj. So we know from fiqh books that acts of worship, they have integrals. And if those integrals aren't present, if you miss one of the integrals, then the whole worship is void, the whole act. And so Arafat is this act of worship, is this for Hajj, which is an act of worship. The standing on Arafat is this integral. Meaning if you do everything else, but you get sick and you don't make the Arafat, you don't have a Hajj. And if you don't do anything else, but you get to, somebody gives you like a transporter like on Star Trek, and you beam in right on Arafat, and then you beam right out, right after Arafat, you've made the Hajj. This is how important Arafat is. And the scholars of Islam, they have many reasons why they say for the importance of the Arafat. But they say one of the main reasons why for its importance is the khutbah. Because Arafat is when you have Muslims coming from all over the world. Even in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, he spoke to more than 100,000 Muslims. And he said, those who are present, tell those who aren't present. And he outlined some specific things about our religion. They come in that speech that he gave at Arafat. So after the speech that he gave at Arafat, from then until the day of judgment, racism is not acceptable in the religion of Al-Islam. This is a principle that he taught on the day of Arafat. And that's why it's important for the khutbah. So people, just imagine today, you got 3 million Muslims. Day after tomorrow, they're going to converge on Mount Arafat. Imagine if they had a charismatic khatib and all of the ulama, they got together and they said, this is the things that the Muslims should be working on. They could go and 3 million Muslims could hear at one time, maybe boycott Israel, the BDS. Maybe that could be something that they talk about. Then 3 million Muslims return to the Muslim world with that in their mind, and they think it's important because they heard it while they was on Hajj, and they spread the message. The next day after the Eid, there'll be an effective boycott because the khutbah that the Muslims get is not like any other talk. This is a religious act. So like you could come to the masjid and I could sit on the floor and I could just, outline some stuff about Islam. And you could say, okay, I'll go on Wednesday night, Tuesday night, I'll go listen to Imam Zayd maybe. That's different from Friday Jummah. It's Friday Jummah, you had to come. It's a religious duty for you to come and listen to the khutbah. And this is why it's very important that the khatib, he takes what he says seriously. He has to take what he says seriously. And one of the things that outline this is the fact that on the day of Arafat, every year, that's what separates an accepted Hajj from a Hajj that isn't accepted. So the day of Arafat is throughout our religion. So we know that Adam and Eve, they used to be in the garden. And then they were sent down from the garden to earth. And one landed on the mountain of Safar, and one landed on the mountain of Marwa, and they both found each other on Mount Arafat. And this is a very, very important place. It's, the other day I was here, we was doing a talk about the Hajj. Last Monday I said, who's been to Mecca? Raise your hand. And a few people raised their hand. Not even a third of the people. And I was like, not good enough. Everybody should raise their hand when they're asked about if they've been to Mecca. Because it's in the Quran that Allah, He took all of the seed of Adam out. And He said, Alastu bi rabbikum? Am I not your Lord? And they all answered and said, yes. Bala. Allah is our Lord. We all did that. All of us did that. Where did we do that at? We did that at Arafat. So whether or not you can afford to buy a Hajj package and you could go to, you already been there before. This is the reason why so many people, when they grow up going to the church, and they say, man, I could never believe that Allah had a son. If you don't believe me, ask your ex-Christian Muslim brothers and sisters. Number one reason, they say, man, I would go to church every Sunday, but I just couldn't believe that Jesus was God or Jesus was the Son of God. I couldn't believe that. They couldn't believe that because on Mount Arafat, they was asked, am I not your Lord, by Allah? And they said yes. And that's why shirk won't be accepted from anybody. And I don't care what imam tells you, well, if you didn't get the message clear. If you didn't get a clear message about some things, that's one thing. Everybody should know not to make shirk with Allah. Everybody should know not to make shirk with Allah. Like everybody should know to honor their parents. Some things we know because it's in our nature. So if you disrespect your mom and dad, you can't be like, well, I didn't get the message. No Muslim never came gave me dawah, so I disrespected my parents. That's crazy talk. And that's your parents. So if you disrespecting Allah, that's not going to be acceptable on the day of judgment. We shouldn't think on the day of judgment somebody's going to get a free pass for making shirk. And we should tell the people, not like in a mean way, but they know it. It's in their natures because it was told to them on the mountain of Arafat. And so as Muslims, we have to remember, during this season, as the season of sacrifice, that this religion was spread through sacrifice of the Muslims. That's what it came from. We sacrifice, and this is how this religion is spread to the next generation. If we don't sacrifice, Allah is going to replace us with somebody who will sacrifice. So as Muslims, we should look in this time, and we should say, what am I going to do for this religion? What am I going to do for Allah? What am I going to do to make sure that people stop insulting this religion, stop insulting His prophet? How am I going to live my life to make people say, these Muslims is okay? We should be ambassadors for this religion. We should, when people meet us, whether they meet us at our job, they meet us, if we're drivers, we're picking people up, we have a store, people say, man, Abdullah, he's all right. Abdullah, he's okay with me, man. He ain't never done nothing wrong to me. Sisters should say, non-Muslim sisters should say, that brother, he ain't never tried to say something foul to me. That brother never said nothing foul to me. Brothers, we should ask ourselves, are the sisters that we meet going to say, that brother ain't never say nothing foul to me because he's Muslim? And that would do more for this religion than, please turn off your cell phones. I'm like, I don't even know who calling. It's Juma. Like, come on, how you calling me in this Juma time? But that should do more for this religion than passing out a leaflet or a flyer or giving somebody a Quran. It's the interpersonal relationships. If a sister says, because sisters get harassed every time they go outside in America. It's always somebody willing to do a cat call, willing to, hey baby, what's your number? Hey, you looking good? So they see brothers who they ain't doing that. They say, man, this brother right here is different from everybody else. He ain't winking his eye at me. He ain't trying to, ogle me. That's what it means to be Muslim. Is when we sacrifice what we love. And every brother loves sisters. You say, I'm going to treat these sisters right because this is the season of sacrifice. That's going to mean more than just going and slaughtering a lamb, which we should all do. We should all slaughter a lamb for the Eid. But we should slaughter our carnal desires so that the people say, these Muslims ain't like everybody else, man. Whatever they got, that's what I want. Whatever they got, that's what I want. Because everybody else is disrespecting me. Everybody else is catcalling to me. Everybody else is got something else in mind. When they say, how you doing? They got an ulterior motive. As Muslims, we shouldn't be like that. Brothers and sisters, we shouldn't have ulterior motives. All ulterior motives is we trying to get to heaven. That's the only motive we got. They be like, man, why you help me out? I'm trying to get to heaven. Why'd you do this for me? I'm trying to get to heaven. If that's our ulterior motive, we doing pretty good. Because most people have low motives and devious desires. Aqulu qawli hadha wa astaghfirullah li wa lakum. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina al-Anbiya'i wa Mursaleen. Nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Yaqulu Allahu ta'ala fil Qur'an al-Kareem. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. So Monday is the Eid, and the older I get, the more I start to realize that we're not promised from one Eid to the next. So shortly after Lighthouse Khutbah is finished, we're going to reel in the body of a brother named Yaru Abdul Wahab. And anybody who goes way back in Oakland, they know Brother Yaru. He used to have he was Nigerian, he had the tribal marks on his face. Handsome brother. Way younger than me. I don't even consider myself old. Like if I was to pass away, I feel like people would be like, that brother was young. And this brother was a good 5 to 10 years younger than me. But he's passed away. So it's like no guarantee that we're going to see tomorrow. And sometimes we live like we guaranteed 100 years. And I mean, we all been there. We all been running. We all been gaming. We all been, thinking we ain't got to worry about it. We'll fix it later on down the road. This season of sacrifice, we need to sacrifice our egos and start fixing it today. If you got a problem with your brother, Muslim, or blood brother, or just another human being, you need to go fix it today. Because you ain't going to be able to fix it with him when he gone. Then you're going to have to battle it out on the day of judgment. The day of judgment, we don't want to battle nothing out. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, who is the losers? Who are the losers in this community? In this ummah, who is bankrupt? And his Sahaba, they said, the people who they try to go into business. We all know the business schemes, the pyramid stuff. We all been involved. Or somebody done came to all of us with a scheme. Oh man, just sign up for this. If you start out at the top of the pyramid, you do pretty good. By the time we get to me, we at the last level. I'll be like, man, I got to convince 5 more people. Ain't nobody left. Know what I'm saying? But so the Sahaba was like, yeah, the losers is the ones who came with them whack business ideas. And they didn't make no money. The Prophet said, no. The losers is the ones who come to Allah on the day of judgment with a mountain of good deeds. But they used to wrong people. And so on the day of judgment, it's going to be like a barter system. Ain't going to be no cash and credit. If you used to do wrong to me, I'm taking your good deeds. And you should think about that when you about to make salat and you got a brother that you wrong, because you making salat for him. Because on the day of judgment, he going to take that salat. Because there's going to be some cold times on the day of judgment. Because ain't nobody trying to go to hell. They going to do what they got to do to keep from going to hell. So if you did me wrong, I'm going to take a whole salat. Boom. I'm going to take the charity that you used to give. Boom. Yo, zakatul fitr, I'm taking that. Because I need it. So I can go to paradise. And so the loser is the one who show up with a mountain of good deeds. He showed up with a mountain of hajj, a mountain of siyam, a mountain of salah. And the people taking it from him. Because he used to treat the people bad, man. He used to treat the people bad. So anybody who owes something to Brother Yarrow, he taking it from you on the day of judgment. Because he ain't here no more for you to go and say, brother, I'm sorry that I did you wrong. So today is the day that we got to start making things right. You got a problem with your family, you make it right with your family. You got a problem with your ex-wife, you make it right with your ex-wife. You got a problem with your ex-husband, you make it right with your ex-husband. Because you don't want them to be the reason why on the day of judgment, you go from a mountain of good deeds, and it didn't stop there. Because the Prophet said, so many people to take from their good deeds, that they ain't got nothing left. But they still owe people. So people take their sayyat, their bad deeds, and give it to the guy. So you had a mountain of good deeds, you end up with a mountain of bad deeds on the day of judgment. And those are the people who are bankrupt in this ummah. Now it don't have nothing to do with how much money you got. It's how you treat people, man. It's how we treat one another. So if anybody feel like I did anything wrong to them, please come tell me so we could work it out. We could work it out today. I'm here to work it out today with anybody who think I did anything wrong with them. We could work it out. Because Brother Yarrow, anything that anybody did to him, they can't work it out with him no more. He gone. And on the day of judgment, he might be standing there when it's going to be desperate times, brothers and sisters. Don't think it's going to be no cakewalk to get into heaven. It's going to be desperate times. If somebody got something that's going to make you get in, you're going to take it. And you don't care if it's your brother or your mother or your father, because you're thinking about yourself. Allahumma ihdina fi man hadait, wa afina fi man afait, wa tawallana fi man tawallait, innaka takti wa la yukda alayk. Allahumma ansur al-islami wa izzul muslimin, wa thabit aqdamu mujahideen fi kulli makan ya rabbal alameen. Wa salatu wa salam ala sayyidina al-anbiya wa mursaleen nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Aqim as-salat.